All right, you guys, we got a lot of work to do. We had 15 inches of snow drop on us here. We got 44 inches in the last 4 weeks. And there are some jobs that you just can't do anything better than use a bucket. A pusher, no matter how fancy and how awesome, won't get her done. So today, guys, we're gonna do one of those jobs that we can only do with a bucket. So let's get started. Let's grab the new snow bucket and let's throw that on the skid loader and let's just see how this goes. Let's take a look at it real quick. Boy, that's got a high back on it. Oofda. Let's see. I don't know if that's a weld-on cutting edge or a bolt-on. I suppose you can make it either way. You can weld on your own or bolt one on if you don't have one. It's made by Raptor. Raptor attachments. You guys are seeing it with me for the first time. That's gonna do. It's got bracing in the middle. That's where yeah, you can see it from the back side. Okay, so it hooks up to any skid loader attachment. So we got to top that off with fuel, and then we're going to do that. So let's all right, let's clean up our mess here. See if we can at least see most of it. Should have just enough fuel to get this up to the top so the fuel truck can get to it. The crew borrowed my skid loader, but the problem is when they returned it, they left me with no fuel, like on fumes. Well, that wasn't good. I knew we were low on fuel, but as soon as I got in, the fuel light starts flashing and it's like just not even registering. And with a diesel, you do not run them out of fuel. And I say it like that for you guys because that's almost like a rule. Running a car out of fuel is one thing. Running a diesel engine out of fuel basically means you're priming it, pumping it, bleeding the air out of the system. It's not as simple as turning a key and going in everything. Maybe some things, not in the things we use here. So I had to get it up here so we could get it topped off. Yeah, they left me on E.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. I just didn't, you know, you need if you're gonna top it up or not. You haven't really used it, so.
Hey, did you put any additive in that fuel?
Yep.
Okay.
I think we're out. It's foaming.
All right, how much longer do you think you got out there?
Well, I was all the way over at dialysis. As we were dinking around over there.
Yep.
It's like I was leaving to come to do you, and then Alex is like, "No, I'll go deal with it." It's like, okay. And then he calls me. It's like, "Well, where's Stan?" It's like at his house. What's like, hey, well then, it's like you go run and do it. It's like, okay. Yeah, then he calls me. It's like, hey, I got this errand to run. Well, then I get all the way over on the other side, and he's just pushing snow. I'm like, what errand?
Oh, I haven't even got started. The machine, I fired it up, she was out of fuel. And I brought it up here because there's no getting fuel down there.
What's funny is, cat won't work. Okay, all the other ones won't work. Bobcat fires up, no problem with.
Well, it hasn't been fired, that's why. So it hasn't had a chance to through it. That's the difference.
Well, yeah.
So that's why I wanted to make sure there was additive in this, because this is going to be the first fuel from summer to winter to go through it. And
yeah,
luckily,
no, I dumped the rest of whatever you had for additive into the bulk tank before I filled it up. So it at least.
Oh, that's pretty good, because that was supposed to treat 250 gallons, and that was a 40-gallon bulk tank.
Yeah.
And there was about a quarter left, so there was enough for about 40 gallons. So
yeah, you got 36 or whatever.
Perfect.
Whenever I put in there.
Yep.
So.
All right. See you, Zach.
We've gotten about 4.5 feet of snow in the last 5 weeks, and to keep up with it, we've been working around the clock, taking 2 to 3 hour breaks here and there. But what happens is night turns into day and day turns into night, and you just start to not even register the differences. Except this time I'm actually working in my own backyard around my own neighbors, and it's not registering that it's getting later and darker and darker and later until one of them lets me know. Should be a simple, easy connect that I've done 1,000 other times, but something is wrong and something is definitely off about this thing, and I'm having a difficult time seeing through my windshield, so I'm going to clean that up before I take it further.
Found the culprit. Sometimes you miss it. Right there. That's why I can't connect. Get something a little boogered in between here, or snow impacted on here, and boom. Well, maybe that wasn't it. I don't know. It kind of disappeared pretty good. There's some ice. That shouldn't be too bad. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't it. I don't know. See if we can't get her to hook. For some reason, it's not clamming up tight.
So it became pretty apparent after a while of struggling with it that I can get the top to connect in, but I can't secure the bucket. So the bottom pins that actually latch it into place won't hook up.
All right, let me show you. We got the 4-in-1 bucket on, and that hooked up fine. Forks hooked up just fine. They both have standard brackets. Let me show you where the problem lies. So what's going on with this bucket is right there. I don't need that spotlight, I'm sorry. There we go. Right here. So you can actually see right there. What happens is the distance from here to here isn't enough, and it's pinching it and it's keeping it from going all the way flush to the back. So we're touching up here. We can't touch down here because this lip is too high. Now if this lip was bent down a little bit or just legitimately lowered down, I'd be able to hook in just fine, but as is, we ain't using that bucket without modification. So let's use the backup. I better show you this because some of you guys will be like, what do you mean your 4-in-1 is janked? This hose is shots. Right there. So I just got her wrapped up, chained to it. So it's not a real 4-in-1 bucket. It's a floppy bucket. So it's got a pusher blade in the bucket part. It'll stay a bucket, but it'll flop open when I lay it all the way down.
I ended up bringing the bucket into a welding shop, and they told me that the actual bucket itself was warped. They did some modifications to it and they got it so we could at least use it, but not this night. So without even thinking about it, I was in snowplow mode, and that means get the job done. Except I'm used to, and my entire team is used to working on commercial sites, where working around the clock is just what you do. Now I'm working in a residential neighborhood, my neighborhood, and these are my neighbors, and they're listening to that backup alarm and that machine running without it registering in my head. So this is my bad. So all of a sudden, while I'm working, this weird light that wasn't there before comes on and it's shining right in my eyes. And I figured it had to be some kind of a fluke or something, because it's just not registering. But what that is my neighbor trying to politely say, hey, maybe you should turn your freaking loud machine off. And I don't blame him. Yep, that was totally my bad. Oh, I'm on snowplower's hours. It's 10 o'clock at night. It was my neighbor. And he came over and he just... He came over and he just looked at me and went... And I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. So, I think I owe him a ham. Yep. I owe my neighbor a ham. I feel bad. Meat solves all problems. Alright, you guys. Well, I shut her down for the night. I was clearly disturbing the neighbors. You know, I feel so bad. I'm on snowplower's hours. So what time is it? No, it's 10:21. I'm wired to work. I could go all night long. And we got everything pretty much 99% wrapped up. Except we still got a little bit of work left to do tonight. Just one guy running. And I'm just waiting for him to finish. And I'd just love to just keep going, but I can't. Because I gotta respect the neighbors. I feel so bad. Makes everything better. Hi, Cliff. I owe you an apology. So,
Oh, you know, some of us are old. Whoa.
I got you a ham. I didn't mean, I'm on snowplower's hours, Cliff. I didn't realize it was 11 o'clock at night, and I'm out there with my skid loader.
You know, some of us are old. We have to get to bed. We need our sleep. But I understand your situation.
I am so sorry, Cliff.
Not a problem.
Enjoy the ham.
Thanks.
Yep. Last night I was scrambling and I didn't realize how late it got. But let's finish up what we got to do out here with the pickup truck, because we still got a lot more work to go before this is ready.
All right, guys, well, I think that's gonna call it for today's adventure. Let's just check out what we got done during the day. Let's go through the site and see how it looks before we call it quits, actually. All right, so let's see how things look in the daytime. Couldn't even walk back here before. The skid loader is gone. I had Zach grab it. We're bringing that in, get that bucket repaired. Can still come back here. It needs more touch-up work, that's for sure. But we didn't have access before, we got it now. But how are things where you guys are? How's your weather? You guys getting any snow, or you live in a warm area? Because I was just talking to guys over in Chicago and they got nothing, none of this. So, and even parts of Minnesota didn't get hit with this. We got our snowball built. Ching. Open that whole thing up. The snow used to be out to here. So that's all cleaned up, cleared up. This snow pile was out to here. So this was out to here. All right, let's walk up front and see how we did. All right, cleaned up underneath the mailboxes so the mail guy could come in, push this snow back, not too close to the house, cleared out around Zach's van, said he wouldn't have to worry. Came in here, got this done, that stacked up. Driveway opened up, all that roof, all that snow from the roof cleared out, and started to get this built up. And we actually have a curb line right here. Yeah, and that's it for today's adventure. Hope you guys enjoyed going along for the ride. Hope you enjoyed the equipment and the adventure and what we did. Sorry if I seem a little out of sorts. I checked in. Oh, here's an interesting development. Last night I punched out one of my loaders. I got the record for the longest continual hours in operation. My Kubota R530 ran 60.3 hours non-stop, rotating between two operators. The majority of the hours were just done by one guy, but we had a couple other guys come in to let him take a breather and get a rest. 60.13 hours. Pretty incredible. But that's it for today's adventure. I'm gonna let you go so I can finish wrapping up here and keep going. Hope things are well on your end. God bless you guys. Go get them. We'll catch you on another one.